We have more single-family homes listed on the market in Charlotte County than we've had in 9 years. What does that mean for buyers and sellers? Today we're going to talk about it. Yo, I'm Adrienne, longtime Florida realtor, and I'm here to help you get your Florida life. Happy Wednesday, everyone. If you're new here, new videos come out every Wednesday. I do intersperse some other local tidbits throughout the week. So if you're interested, please subscribe. You can also subscribe to my newsletter. I put more stats than you'll see in this newsletter in them, and also some ideas for things to do around town in the month. They come out at the beginning of every month, so please subscribe to that. You can find all that information and how to get a hold of me in general in the description below. We have an inventory problem in Charlotte County, and for the first time in many years, it is not a lack of inventory problem. We're going to take a look at the numbers, and then I'm going to give you 3 takeaways. So if you're a numbers person, I'm going to give them to you, and if you're not, maybe you fast forward and I will give you the takeaways for what's going on in the market. There's a stat or a market factor you are interested in and you find me not covering it on the channel, or I haven't covered it in a while, feel free to leave that in the comments below or shoot me an email. I'm happy to answer any questions. At the time of this recording, there are 2,278 single-family homes active on the MLS in Charlotte County. Now, this number is actually slightly down from October when we had 2,326. However, the last time we saw numbers like this in the fall was 2013, when there was 2,064 homes on the market. Now, I'm looking at fall numbers because typically our listings are higher in January and February. The holidays are done and the snowbirds are here. Sellers put their homes up and there are enough buyers to have kept prices going up for many years. The big question this year is how many people will put their homes on the market this January and February, and will there be enough buyers to snap them up? If yes, we will see the prices either stay level or go up. If not, we are likely to see a decrease in prices. If you're in town, it would seem that there are more people than ever around town. But the big question is, are they buying property, and are they going to buy property after the holidays? When we look at the closed sales for October of 2023 and closed sales of October 2019, they are almost the same. 358 homes sold in October of 2023, 356 homes closed in 2019. Now, it would be easy for me to throw these numbers out and say, look, everything's going to be fine. Everything was fine after 2019. Let's take a little bit of a deeper look here. The homes that close in October go under a contract in September or August. In September, for instance, of 2019, the active inventory number was at 1,478. So a month later, 356 homes closing. That took a big chunk of the inventory. Certainly other homes went on the market. There were close to 1,600 homes on the market in October of 2019. Another way to look at this is pending sales. I like to look at new pending sales. Pending sales can stay in pending for months, especially new builds. We're going to talk more about that in a minute. We have a lot of production builders out there. When we look at October new pending sales for this year, we have 363. In October of 2019, it was 390. What you can see from this is we have more flowing in. We have more inventory coming on the market than we have flowing out. And the result is we see an increase in months of inventory. We have officially hit 6.2 months of inventory, which puts us over the ledge that most people think of as hitting a buyer's market, which is 6 months. The last time we hit a buyer's market, the last time we were over 6 months of inventory was April of 2014. But if you look, it did not stick around. The market was already headed into lower months of inventory. This year, we have it going the other way. What's really interesting to me is we haven't seen a huge decrease in prices. In October, the median sales price was $370,000 in the county. You can see that it's gone a little bit up and down over the last year or so, But we're not seeing a big decline, even though we're seeing this increase in inventory. First of all, I think that some of our inventory problem before, I know some of it was gridlock. People didn't want to sell because there was nothing to buy. Now we're almost getting a different kind of gridlock. They need a buyer for their property to move on to the next property, but they need to make so much on this property to buy the other property. And we end up in this, again, a different kind of gridlock. The other thing that is in these numbers that you might not see just looking at the numbers are the new builds out there. We have production builders going into neighborhoods and sort of taking over certain neighborhoods, buying many, many lots. They are making those neighborhoods tough to sell in. They are bringing the prices down a little bit. A lot of people will say to me, hey, why would we buy a previously owned house when we can buy a new house for a very similar price? And I will tell you, there are some big pros and cons on buying a new build from a production builder. There's a lot of pros. I'm not downing them, but it's not as cut and dry as you might think. Of course, that's a discussion for another day and all the pros and cons, but just know when a production builder comes in and puts 6 homes on the market at a time, it starts to dilute the market. My point on this is, depending on the neighborhood you're in, depending on the price point you're in, that can greatly affect what kind of market you're in, what kind of market your property is in. Takeaway number 2 is for sellers and property owners. I think a lot of people know that there's more to selling a home than what you've done to your kitchen. However, it gets very confusing when you do market valuations for a lot of people because they hear these news stories of what's going on in a big picture way. And even on this channel, it's very hard for me to break down every single price point, every single neighborhood in Charlotte County. I mean, Charlotte County is not that big, but there's a lot of variety out there. There's a big difference from you're in a neighborhood with a bunch of new builds and you're on the water on a tip lot in PGI. That's a rarer property in general. So there can be a lot of variety in that. If you are thinking about selling and you really want to sell, you want to close, you want to get the money and leave, I am happy to sit down with you and give you a full market valuation, not just taking into consideration the updates you put into the house, but what the market is doing currently in your section and your price point. On the other hand, if you're not looking to sell at all and you're just a property owner, just, you like to follow along, and just like you like to look at certain sections of the stock market that you might own in, you are welcome to email me. I will give you a breakdown of your neighborhood. I will give you a breakdown of your price point. No problem. I do it all the time for people. So feel free to shoot me an email and just tell me what question you have, maybe your address or what neighborhood you're interested in hearing a short little report on. I'm happy to send that to you. No obligation. The third one is for buyers. You might, if you're looking to buy property, be, yay, finally we have all these choices. Maybe we'll see some price decreases. Maybe it'll be an easier time to buy. Probably, and good for you. The one thing I see when we have more inventory on the market is all the options start to work against buyers mentally. And I say this with love. Sometimes, we're all guilty of it. You have too many options. It's hard to decide what. If you are serious about buying this season, feel free, again, to shoot me an email, book a call with me. That's the best way. I cannot tell you how many people over the years have sent me 20 properties, and within 10 minutes, I have them whittled down to 3 because we talk about their criteria. I have honed this ability to get you from a very wide scope to a very narrow scope very quickly. And as inventory goes up, you're going to have more options, which is great. But if it paralyzes you and you can't make a decision, it doesn't really help you. So let me know what I can do to help. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. If this video helped you, please give it a like, and I will see you next week.